Okay, welcome to the video about my network attached storage device that I am currently using to store files on my network. I'll be going an overview of what everything is and how I have it configured. So let's get started. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to log into the operating system, so I will set the camera down to do that. Keyboard over here. Now, grab my mouse. As you can see, my NAS is currently running Windows 10. If I go into the device if I go into Network and Sharing Center, let it load. You'll see that I have a 10 gigabit network card in here. What's this for? As I explained in my previous video, it is for network file transfers. But we're not going to be going over that today, as if you want to see that, I will link you to my previous video in the description. But mainly we're going to go over the storage. So, as you can see, this computer has been configured for storage. I have my SSD right here. I have a DVD drive in case I have any optical media that needs backed up. And I have 5 terabytes of rotating storage. I'm pretty sure you're all wondering, what kind of hardware is inside of this machine? Well then, I'm glad you are curious, because I plan to show you. So I will set the camera down again and pull the machine out from where I have it stored. This is the inside of my storage computer. Set the side panel here. I'll be going over everything inside of this case. So under the cooler, and hope you can forgive the messy cables. Under the cooler, there is a Pentium D 945 at 3.4 gigahertz with the Pressler core. I have 4 gigabytes of DDR2 RAM, all Kingston branded. Have a fresh CMOS battery, a 450 watt Antec power supply. In here, if I can grab a flashlight, are the expansion cards. The top card is my Emulex 10 gigabit network adapter. The middle 2 cards are serial ATA controllers, or SATA cards, both from IOCrest. One is the PCI Express, the other is conventional PCI. I have 4 ports free, so if I wanted to expand more storage, I can. And for network and internet connectivity, I have a Netgear Gigabit Ethernet controller, which is powered by a Realtek chipset. I also have 2 fans in the back to help with heat exhaustion. I'm pretty sure you're wondering, why am I using something old and legacy when I can build something new? That is a very good question. The reason I am using this is because it was free. My dad gave it to me, and I will leave it at that. Also, the storage configuration is I will go over right now. These 2 hard drives here are a 1 terabyte and 2 terabyte respectively. The 2 terabyte drive I got from the recycle center, and surprisingly it worked. These other 2 hard drives right here, one is a Western Digital Black 1 terabyte 7200 RPM, and the other is a Samsung 1 terabyte. I believe at 5400 RPM. And here in the top is an LG DVD rewriter, which I will demonstrate now. Now the boot drive for this system is a 120 gigabyte Penny CS1311 SSD. This motherboard is based off the Intel 915 chipset, I believe. The 945 chipset, I believe, I'm sorry. And while there are extra solder points or extra locations for SATA ports, I do not see an extra SATA controller, so it would be useless to solder extra SATA ports onto the motherboard. So, with the hardware out of the way, I'll put this NAS back into its place. Minding the cables, of course. Now I just wish to note that while I do have my main computer, the XPS410, which is this one right here, and my E510, which is my NAS, I do have this secondary NAS right here, this Dimension E520. I do want to try and make a video on that, but once I get some more hardware for it, I will definitely make a video. So, let's go into Device Manager, shall we, and see what each thing is. Video adapter is not important. This are my disk drives, all their respective capacities, of course. My DVD drive, and here's the interesting part, the network adapters. As you can see, I do apologize for the kind of bad quality, but then again, this happens when you're recording a monitor. I have an Intel 10 gigabit AF network connection, an Intel Pro 100 VE network connection, which is currently not plugged in. That's 10100 Ethernet, and this right here is my gigabit Ethernet PCI controller card. Now, while I close everything out and while I sign out of the NAS, I want to mention why I went with Windows for this build. Why I went for Windows with this build instead of, something like FreeNAS or NAS for free. Well, the reason is, and this might shock a lot of you, is because I am more familiar with Windows, and I have been all my life. The reason is because sometimes machines will not continuously boot off a USB drive, and some bootloaders make a loud noise when they boot. I do hope you enjoyed this video. I do hope to get some more hardware for my secondary NAS, which I already have some hardware right here, which I hope to put in there. However, if I want to put this 10 gigabit card into the 520 and have more 10 gigabit networking between my three computers, I will need a 10 gigabit Ethernet switch, or I will have to pick up a 2-port SFP Plus card. Now, I'm pretty sure you're wondering, oh, but Scott, how are you going to add more storage to that computer? Good question. The 520, when I make this video, I will be going over that. Now, for the 510, if I can get more hard drives, for example, this 750 gig Western Digital, it could go into the computer. However, that would throw off my storage calculations. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Like, favorite, and, subscribe if you want to see more tech videos like this. Have a good one, man.